begins with our L. Music by Yancy Duran. Intricate sound on the DJ mix. Yancy wanted me to let you guys know, I know I'm feeling the music, feeling intricate music. You can find all of the music at yancyduran.com. That's yancyderon.com. Next time we're going to have some CDs for us because I know you'd like to take something home. Again, welcome back. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for getting in your seats. Thank you for enjoying the food. Give a hand for the chef. You don't even know who the chef is. I know who the chef is. That's really Ted, Polight's daughter. Wonderful job serving everybody, making sure we're all having a really good time. So I may come back and tell you guys a story that I didn't mention earlier, but regardless, safe to say, I'm grateful for you all, grateful for this event, and we're going to move on. So the next gentleman that is coming to the stage is a close friend of mine. Brother I met in New York after sending him an email after watching one of his videos. Actually, a couple of his videos. Watched a couple. I was like, yo, he's talking about all the stuff I've been researching for the last 2.5 years. But he's done it. I'm on. So I keep watching. Oh, he's talking about this and language. And maybe I can talk to him. So I sent an email to his organization. I'm in Buffalo at the time. I'm playing as a Bill, and it's just an evening afternoon. I was up stretching and watching YouTube, and I sent an email to the organization, and I go back to doing whatever I'm doing. And you know how we like to check our phone. I go check my phone or my email. Like 12 minutes later, I've got 3 pages of single space type text sitting back to me, and he's like, "Whoa, he's thorough." So the next gentleman that's coming to the stage, Supreme Grand Illustrious of New Covenant, he has become world renowned. They do a ton of work in the community. In the 60s and the 50s, we talked about building communities and doing things for the people, and that was big in Oakland, it was big in Harlem, but this brother has found a way to push that movement across state lines to be international. And he's allowed people to get real estate, to correct their citizenship, to correct their credit scores. Oh, by the way, he's an author of 90 plus books. Plus, because he's still, yeah, go ahead and clap for that, with 90 books. Still writing, and many of them are on the back table. Also, the crazy part to me, he's fluent in 8 languages. And anybody that's traveled significantly, or even in one country, you can imagine what it's like to have traveled multiple places and assimilated these different cultural characteristics of these foreign lands. And this man has done it many times and has come back to share his wealth of knowledge. So, without further ado, I would like you to welcome Nusuk Amunre Sinatumre. You may know him as Brother Polight.
So I'm gonna do some magic tricks. That's why I got this stuff up here. Alright? But I'd just like to thank everybody for showing up today. It's always a great feeling and a great experience to see our people come in the multitudes to get information. Of course, every year I'm celebrating a diabetes-free year because it was over a decade ago where I went to Dr. Sebi and I got cured of diabetes. So as the story goes, or went, I was losing the vision in my left eye, and my foot was swollen, it was in pain, and it got to the point where I went to see medical help. You know, brothers in particular, we have a mechanism where we definitely don't want to see no medical help. We don't want no one checking our minds, and we don't want no one checking our bodies, right? And of course, my wives are like, yo, you have to go get checked out because your foot is not healing. So I went and got checked out and found out I had gangrene. Of course, they were saying there's nothing they could do about that. So worst case scenario was I was going to lose a foot. So I contemplated on it and I said to myself, well, I'm going to keep this peaceful engagement that I have with my foot until the time expires and I'll allow it to be cut. But the pain tremendously started to bother me. The pain became more and more acute. So, went back to the doctor and they said I was in danger of losing at least my leg. I was still nervous, went back home, did nothing with myself or about the situation, continued to eat the same foods, continued to drink the same drinks. You know, we live in a very mysterious world where we believe we'll be the lucky ones selected out of nature to be ignorant, and things will just work itself out. So I went back home and said things will work itself out. Maybe if I keep praying and praying and praying, and this is not a knock to nobody, prayer is very important and very effective. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I went on back to my nigga business. Ate the same fried foods, the chicken, and everything else. So when I go back to the doctor, they tell me that this thing is going to spread to my balls. And that's when I start looking for a cure. Because I'm willing to lose a foot, and I'm willing to lose a leg. But a nigga ain't about to lose his balls. I got situations that I got to deal with for the rest of this lifetime when those are required. So I decided it's time to seek some serious medical help at that time. And it is a shame that it took for it to go by the scrotum for me to beseech help. And this is why when I teach people, I always tell them, when I'm talking to brothers, I tell them you might lose your balls over the situation. Because it's the most effective approach towards getting help. If you tell them they're going to lose their feet, you tell them they're going to lose their eyes, they'll go on to live in the wonderful world that Negroes live in. But if you tell them something like that, that's stark, that you won't be able to reproduce yourself again. The psychology behind that accusation will make you respond in real time. So I went on and I found Dr. Sebi, somebody that I was schooling, and then also Dr. York suggested that I go to Dr. Sebi. And I came under the rankings of Dr. York when I first got conscious. So when speaking to Dr. York from prison, he suggested I go to Dr. Sebi. I didn't even know what or who a Dr. Sebi was. I didn't know if he was speaking another language. So it took me some time to find the brother, and one of his daughters assisted me and gave me a package. And my diabetes was gone inside of 21 days. 21 days. And it was hard, because initially when I had to change my diet, you know how we do. I say, well, I'm going to just eat my last pizza today and I'm done. I ain't eating no more pizza. And I swear, Tony is a demon. That nigga must got scent machines inside the pizzeria or something. Because every time I walk in by, I smell it, and I couldn't resist it, and then I eat one more pizza and say, today's the last day. Today's going to be the last day I have this pizza. I told my family that I changed my diet, but I kept sneaking the Golden Crust, getting my last curry chicken. And at this point where I was looking to be cured, I just got put on to jerk chicken. Now that's a demon. If you ever had jerk chicken, that shit is a demon. Because I got put on the jerk chicken when I was supposed to let it go. So that was one of the hardest experiences during the anti-diabetes campaign I was on. Was trying to relinquish my clutches on the jerk chicken. And that's when I knew it was something special about Jamaicans. Because that jerk chicken, I could not resist. Someone caught the spirit off the jerk chicken. You know, no saving her, whoever did that. But the jerk chicken, I couldn't let it go. I kept sneaking and going back. And that's when I realized, you know, I always made fun of people for being crackheads. I used to hustle. And I used to look at crackheads and say, man, what's wrong with these people? They got no self-control. They crazy. Then I found out, I myself, I was a chickenhead. I couldn't let go of chicken. I couldn't get rid of chicken if my life depended on it. And this is serious. I had to really start thinking about myself and introspecting and saying, how does this food have a hold on my mind? And later on you learn about the foods and you find out that crack is nothing but a big bag of Domino sugar condensed into a 12-12 Slim bag. So if you got a so-called sweet tooth, in many senses you would be a crackhead. Because crack's nothing but sugar. So in this process I started studying and studying and studying, and I learned a lot. And I learned how disease is not inherited. Bad habits are. You live in the same cities, eating the same foods, and under the same stress as the people previous to you that had the disease. So the conditions were set for you to be sick, just like your predecessors. I learned that when people get nervous, they have a tendency to bite their nails, correct? And nervousness is associated with wanting to eat something crunchy. So when people get nervous, like the threat of not being able to pay their phone bill, the threat of losing their car can make you nervous. And thus you have the sensation for something crunchy. And whatever's crunchy most times is saturated in oil and salt. So we then learn that emotions transmigrate into appetite, and appetite transmutes into disease. If emotions go too long without being resolved, the emotions turn into a craving for something. And if the emotions should persist without being identified with and thus diffused, the emotions that transmutes into appetite will in turn establish an irresistible craving that perpetuates itself day to day as you don't fix your problems, and in turn you eat yourself into disease. So at the root of all of this is the emotions. And every emotion corresponds with a specific appetite or craving. So when I'm nervous, I want something crunchy, I'll probably eat chips. Women will probably eat some chips. They want something crunchy, and in turn it can develop into womb cancer. Or for brothers, it can turn into prostate cancer. They say fish is an aphrodisiac. Afro, as an Afro-American, every time we get accused of a crime, it's normally sexual. Aphrodite, the deity of love. Aphrodisiac, sexual stimulant. Your hair is kinky. Kink means to hug. Right? So, a brother sees beautiful women walking by. He hasn't learned how to communicate with women, so in turn, he speaks and gets turned down. He speaks and he gets turned down. He speaks and he gets turned down. And thus, his sexual anxiety starts to escalate. So now what he needs to suppress his sexual anxiety, because he's not feeding it, maybe some lobster. Maybe he has a craving for lobster. Because it'll diffuse the sexual anxiety momentarily. Or maybe some fish and chips. Because seeing all these beautiful women and not being responded to make him nervous, have him rattled, need some chips, fried food, french fries, and maybe some fish. But our community is plagued with diabetes. Plagued with diabetes. So what is the emotion that corresponds with the appetite that would incite this violent disease called diabetes? Sugar. Our community is plagued by diabetes. But let's think about it. Love corresponds with sugar. So if you're suffering from love deprivation, you crave sugar. You might want to smoke cigarettes. And what do they put in cigarettes? They put plum juice and maple syrup in cigarettes. You crave the sugar, not the nicotine makes you addicted. It's the sugar in there that makes you addicted. The crackheads, the notorious crackhead that tells all the lies, the notorious crackhead that can sneak your widescreen TV in his back pocket without you knowing. This notorious crackhead is addicted to crack because crack is nothing but a condensed big bag of sugar. And that crackhead is missing their mother or missing their father. You see, Your wife may have cheated on you. Or your husband may have walked out on you. Your father was never there. Your mother probably died. Valentine's Day, you have no one around you. What do they give you for Valentine's Day? Chocolates? Sugar, right? Because it corresponds with love. So you have a community that has engaged in a gender-specific war. The men are mad at the women are mad at the men, people are missing their baby daddies, people miss their father, people miss their mother, and that love deprivation, that emotion transmutes into a craving for sugar. And if we don't resolve these contentious vibrations that were incurred on account of missing someone that we love, we eat ourselves into disease by craving too much sugar. The seed of all of this is emotion. The emotions are a huge persuasion in the way that you eat. We have to resolve the emotional issues. So you might lose your house. You might lose your house because of a foreclosure crisis. The stress from losing something that you work so hard for, that you pay for every year, it make you eat differently. They say, what else can make you sick? Like, because I eat healthy and I'm still sick. People make you sick. And this is serious. You can avoid eating pig all you want. You can avoid eating junk food all you want. But the same toxins that you are trying to avoid when you eat good food can be produced by having a bad conversation with somebody. You can have a horrible conversation. You might have to go to work alongside some very negative, relevant, disagreeable beings. And that anger will produce the same toxins that you're trying to avoid. And you say to yourself, I'm eating healthy, how come I'm still sick? The people are making you sick. Your environment is making you sick. Your thoughts are making you sick. You're listening to music and you're watching shows that get you depressed. People can make you sick, you know. It's one of the leading causes of disease, in my opinion. People. One of the most leading causes of disease is negative energy, facilitated by negative people and the people that listen to them. It's the hardest thing. We get sick because people we love are sick. You know that? We give up our lives because people give up their lives. You know that? I today have to watch my father, who's dying from cancer, continue to eat himself into disease. So I just want to die happy. My father, who left me at age 8, and I'm saying to myself, what is it in me that even cares if my father leaves? I didn't know my mother, she died the week I met her when I turned 17. I tried to be a nigga and turn my back. I can't. So every now and then I go back to my father and I try to talk to him. And say, why do you want to still smoke cigarettes? Why do you still want to eat like this? I want to die happy. So what I gotta eat good for? I'm gonna die anyway. So I said, Pop, oh, you saving money? He said, yeah. So why are you saving money for? You're gonna spend it anyway. You know what it is to watch somebody that you love refuse to respond to this information? And sometimes it feels like I can get through to every single body. I met so much people here, Brother Polight, you did this one, Brother Polight, I love you. And every time that happens, I think about my father and say, how come I can't get to you? See, those kind of things can plague us if we don't introspect and really think about this long enough. We are in a very dangerous situation. I was in this group. When I first got conscious, everybody was like, Black Power. I was with it. I raised my hand. Black Power. They said, Black Power. I said, Black Power. I said, God damn it, we don't kill the white man. I was all right, halfway there. I was still there. Because last I checked, ain't nobody started killing them yet. I didn't know I was going to be the lucky one to start listening and responding, but I still did it because everybody was doing it. It was a spirit. So I went with it. I didn't want to be called the Tom. I didn't want to be called the agent. I went with the flow. Just didn't go all the way high. So they said black power. I said, okay, we back to black power. Black power. I went with it. Then the next statement was, we gonna kill their babies. Now this shit is getting crazy. I'm watching everybody like, is everyone down with this? Have they started killing the babies yet? So the people look, what's wrong with you, brother? You don't understand he's the #1 killer of black people? I said, brother, the #1 killer of black people is diabetes and cancer. The #1 killer of black people is black people for what they put in their own mouths. The #1 killer of white people is cancer. As far as I'm concerned, we all getting killed by the same real devils. Microbes, bacteria, viruses, and other forms of disease. Now this doesn't mean to turn our back on what was done on us, done to us historically by the white race. I'm saying we have to prioritize in terms of our argument. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you to start heal the world and love every single body. I'm not telling you to forget about what took place in history. I'm just saying if you want to keep it real, you cannot tell me the #1 killer of black people is white people. The #1 killer of black people are our decisions that we make day to day. The #1 killer of black people is the diseases incurred from the stress. And you say, well, the white man created the stress, but he's not forcing you to eat this kind of craziness. Right here. This is an Idaho potato. See, this table, they looking for weapons of mass destruction. This is the weapons. These are the weapons of mass destruction in our neighborhood. Idaho potato. The skin of a white potato is made up of arsenic, and arsenic is used to make rat poison. But they will sell you some potato skins in a heartbeat in your community. But that's not it. How do they grow Idaho potatoes? Using human feces. You can look it up. You're like, what? Those make the longest French fries. Nigga, please. And people start getting violent when you start kicking this rail. You can take away their religion, and that's very negative. But you cannot take away a nigga chicken and potatoes. I've been through some seriously violent shit for trying to take away chicken and potatoes from people. So I came with security today, because I know how people get once you start taking their chicken away. And I can try it. I'm prepared today. You got the drop on me last time. Idaho potatoes, they use this. They use human excrement, human feces to grow these potatoes. But that's not it. Y'all like these Doritos, right? We love it. And on any bag of Doritos, I want you to look at either the last ingredient or the second to last ingredient on any bag of Doritos. How many of you eat Doritos? Just keep it real. Many, ashe. You said ashe. That's what I said. I got security today. When a nigga say ashe for some damn Doritos, you know it can get violent. It can get violent. Well, we gonna keep it real. Raise your hand, keep it real. Who's eating Doritos and saying I'm vegan? Because sometimes we think just because we don't eat meat, we safe.
All right.
Raise your hand. You eat Doritos and you eat Doritos, you proud. There you go, it's okay. Now what I want you to do is look up guanidine, the last ingredient or second to last on the bag of Doritos. And you're gonna find out that guanidine is bat feces. Oh, I see many more of you was really eating Doritos. Some of you were shocked for no reason, apparently, because you didn't raise your hand. So seeing people holding their stomach, I was like, oh. Signs are showing. 60% of this audience has been consuming bat feces.
Dang.
Now, our ancestors didn't have to use bat feces to season the food. Never had to do that. Now, you look it up. Guanidine. All you gotta do is get you a bag of potato chips, look at the back, go up, type in bat feces in that term, guanidine, and you're gonna see that this is bat feces. Amongst many things you could use as an ingredient. Why bat feces? The only reason I pulled this up is because we eat this. But you see people say, black people are losing their mind. Oh, I hate black people, they're out of control. They're out of control because what they eat is a direct correlation between bad food consumption and bad thinking. Anywhere bad food is sold in a community, the thinking will demonstrate how bad the food is. It's a fact.
That's right.
You ever seen a shootout at Whole Foods? But you see it in front of them chicken spots, don't you? If you live in the way, you know what I'm talking about. Why do you think I brought this lecture to Hollywood? This place costs like $11,000 to rent. Because I ain't taking away chicken from no niggas in no hood. I'm coming into Hollywood to teach this damn lecture. The shit I gotta drop is intense. I ain't doing this in no hood. Hey, you think I wrote 90 plus books and I ain't got no idea what I'm getting into? Mountain Dew, look it up. You can Google this. Who drink Mountain Dew? Keep it real. There we go. I see some hands. There you go. Who else drinking Mountain Dew? Because this side of the room front. Alright, there we go. He did one of these. I caught you though. It ain't that dark. I see you. They put dead baby fetuses in Mountain Dew. And anything I'm saying, look it up. Look it up. You'll see a bunch of search results and it's going to say, all you got to type in is dead baby fetuses. And then type in Mountain Dew next to it. That's what they use to make Mountain Dew. This is cannibalistic. They want us to taste blood in a very covert fashion. And you wonder why people are out of control. It's because of what they're eating. I have the fullest faith and hope in our people. Because I understand what's driving them nuts. Because I was crazy. Mountain Dew. And all you got to do is look it up. And this right here is the notorious. Fried rice and chicken wings. You know you love this. Fried rice and 2 wings and a free iced tea for about $2.50. Who could turn that down? Why the hell would you want to buy some wild rice the size of your hand for $6, $7 when you can get a whole meal? But the hardest thing that I see in this world is when a black man will spend $5,000 on some rims to put on his tires. And $2.50 on the food that he's going to put in his body. It is the weirdest phenomenon you ever going to find on planet Earth. Which vehicle are we identifying as priority to existence? How can you spend $5,000 on something to put on the tires of your car and $2.50 on food? When did autism come into America? When Chinese food came into America. I'm not making this up, you look it up. Chinese food and autism run concurrent in America. Why? Because of MSG, monosodium glutamate. It tricks the brain into thinking that the food you ate was delicious, and in turn you want to eat it again and eat it again. All the while it tears away at your brain. All the while it tears away at your brain. MSG, monosodium glutamate. They also put it in Doritos as well. They got 14 other misnomers for it, in case you get slick and you wind up finding out what MSG is. They got monopotassium glutamate and all these other terms. You ever had Chinese food and you know you was full but you just felt like you had to eat another one? Well, when your parents cooked you food, even if it was slavery food, it was cooked with love, so when you ate it, it fed you more than this crap here. Even if there was poison in us, the love from the food was great. And our elders used to cook with what? Glass pots. You used to have wooden shoes on. Wooden shoes to get the sun from the planet Earth. That's why they call it souls. S-O-L, soul. Sun. The soles of your shoes. Ain't nobody gonna start walking around wearing no wooden parts of their shoe today. Somebody get beat up for doing that. So they got us wearing this rubber that resists against gravity in the concrete when you're walking, and is shaking your organs up every time you walk. And then the food is being cooked in these nice looking, iron looking pots that's making the food acidic when you cook it. So now you're thinking you're alkaline, and I got me some nice kale, and I got me some red kale over here, and I got some asparagus, and you cook it in that pot, and the pot is making the food acidic. But your elders used to cook with glass pots. And it never compromised the alkalinity. It never compromised the integrity of the food that you cook. We didn't know why they cooked in glass pots, and they probably didn't know themselves either. Ice trays. They're porous, plastic. Back in the days, was the ice trays plastic? There's some older people than me in here. There was no plastic ice trays. Junk was metal. So someone with the red number 40, blue number 1, yellow number 6, and your child takes a running start into the wall, and you wonder what's wrong with him. Not regular running start. He gonna go to the opposite side of the room, his back against the wall, and he's gonna take a running start over there. And you say, he was so smart when he first was born. Why is this happening? We all do it from time to time when we look at our children. Nobody wants to say their child is slow. No one wants to say, I'm starting to question my child's IQ. No one wants to do this. We stay in denial on purpose because no parent wants to bear witness to this atrocity taking place. But it's not your child, so you can rest assured it's not your child. It's the food, and they got this convenience store, right? On the corner, just before your child has to go to school, they stop there to get their candy. They knew everything the night before, but when they went to school to perform, to demonstrate their intelligence, they lost it. And you say to yourself, I saw my child study last night. I helped my child study last night. How come they just lost it like that? Because the sugar's tearing away at their brain. Tearing away. And then they have the nice milk that they offer our children in school. And milk has 750,000 somatic cells, a euphemism for pus. And it's allowed to have 24,000 live bacteria in it. Until the Food and Drug Administration says take it off because it's dangerous. And it's allowed to be pasteurized, a process in which they use radiation to prolong the shelf life of the milk. So you're drinking radiated pus. And then saying, how come little Johnny can't put it together? How come he can't carry the one? The one is carrying him away. He's lost now. It's the milk. And mix it up with the arsenic skin of the white potato that was grown in the interim of using human feces. And add it with the Chinese food he gets after school with the monosodium glutamate. And couple that with the red number 40. The blue number 1, the yellow number 6, that tears away at the brain. So now you say it's time to get conscious, it's time to eat healthy. Nigga, I'm buying soy and tofu. Do you know how murderous it is learning? The more you learn, the less you know. So I stopped eating meat and everything was soy and everything was tofu. Then Sebi had to crush my dreams all over again. Because you know we think if it ain't meat, it's healthy. Now if my carrots ain't good, I'm like, this guy, he going nuts. Every damn thing wrong. What's wrong with him? So I start, ordering beef and broccoli without the beef, because that's what we do when we first start transitioning. You know how we do. When we first start transitioning, we get the same food. People don't understand this. You say, can I get beef and broccoli without the beef? Can I get a ham and cheese sandwich without the ham? So I eat this beef and broccoli, man, and I'm watching this DVD. Broccoli's acidic as hybrid. What the hell is wrong with Sebi? This nigga's nuts. He's fucking with broccoli now? That's all I left. Where the hell am I shop if he took away carrots and broccoli? And this was tough, man. This was some tough stuff I was going through. He took away, taking away broccoli from people who stopped eating meat and carrots. It almost feels like I have nothing left on this planet. Then I find out they name a toxin after the carrot called toxin. And it's an accumulative poison, so it doesn't hurt you now, but if you should continue to eat carrots year after year after year, they name a toxin after the carrot toxin. And it destroys your central nervous system. It makes you do this when you get older after eating all those carrots. But I'm in awe and I'm in shock. Because I'm saying, why the hell did I grow up watching Bugs Bunny eat these carrots so much? And why was they telling us that it's going to increase your eyesight when in fact it does the very opposite? Why did they tell me milk does the body good? Because it has calcium. Then when we start studying science, we learn that every calcium has to be accompanied by a magnesium, a 1-to-1 ratio. If calcium is not accompanied by magnesium, the calcium will tear away at your bones. So you have the women drinking all this milk. But why is osteoporosis so high? Bone density issues. What's one of the first things that go when women have osteoporosis? One of the first things that goes is their hearing. It's called bone conduction loss of hearing, because contrary to what a lot of people believe, they believe they hear with their ears. You don't hear with your ears. You hear the middle ear, the incus, the malleus, and stapes. And these are bones that's inside of your ear. That when vibrations are made, it shakes the bones in your ear. And the shaking from the bones in your ear impacts the cochlea of the inner ear, which is the liquid that's in the ear, with hairs suspended on it. Your hairs are the antennas. So based on the way the inner bones in your ear, the incus, malleus, and stapes, these three tiny bones, based on the way they shake, they cause the cochlea, the water in your ears, to shake, which in turn causes the hairs suspended in the water to shake, which sends a neurological message to the brain for understanding. So when you start losing bone density, you start losing your hearing. And if you're not aware of what's inside of the foods, women menstruating every month accumulate higher amounts of copper. The metrium fluid in the womb, so it's raising the amount of copper. So if you're not aware of what you're consuming, you might suffer the fate of a form of toxicity per element. For instance, if a woman is menstruating, her body has a higher count of copper than normal. So if she starts eating mushrooms and almonds and all these other things that are high in copper, she winds up suffering from copper toxicity. In turn, she gets this migraine, most times on the left side of her head, which is a sign of copper toxicity. And then she becomes a burden to herself, and in turn she becomes a burden to her family. And everyone says this black woman is going crazy. But we eat ourselves into these situations. And it's the brother that's buying this food poisoning her. So it's a matter of science. I had to learn these things, because my wife was crazy. I had to start doing research. Got to start realizing that black women aren't crazy. I thought she was, so it led me to research. Then I tell people, the black woman is God. That's the words we're using in this language. I got higher priority words. But for now, we say God. People look at me and say, man, what you mean? She put us on child support? Look at her, she's twerking. Now, brother, ain't nothing wrong with twerking. Stop that. Stop that. It's a time and place for everything. Just stop that. But I look and I listen and I hear all this discontentment from black men about black women, and I'm saying to myself, you crazy. You must have not experienced black women on the level I've experienced black women. Because when you come back, all you can do is render her God. That's all I can do. I don't give a hell what she do wrong to me. I'm going to be her slave. I'm going to be her sex slave. I'm going to be her economic slave. I'm going to be her mental slave. I don't give a hell. Hopefully just encourage the women to pick men based on a higher standard and a higher criteria. Because if she wants a gangster, the community going to become gangsters. That is the power of the woman. If she wants a scientist, the community is going to have tons of scientists. The women in my household, they like authors and they like lecturers. So every time they cross their legs while I'm teaching, I start dropping some more deep shit. Like, yo, it's going to go down later. They know exactly what to do. I'm a slave to the black woman. Why should I not be? She made me. Don't you know that when a woman is born, she's born with all the ovate cells she will ever have? Egg cells, ovate cells. What does this mean? If a woman is born with all the egg cells she will ever have, or ovate cells, she's born with all her potential children. Which means that every child is a summation of every experience that is transpired from the time she was born, and continuing, which perpetuates itself from their mother. So, dictionary definition of God is anyone or thing that is in control of a specific aspect of creation. I have to render her that thing. Because everything that a woman experiences from the time she is born has an impact on her potential children that were not yet born. Just think about that. The black woman is our priority. Anything that takes place when she's 3, 15, 20, or 30 affects her future progeny. Stress, anger, disease, conflict, broken hearts. Our children are born under these conditions because we're neglecting the fact that her potential children have already been born. So So since she's our God, then if that be the case, we have to nurture her. We have to be humble. We have to be patient. I'm not doing that for no woman. And I'm like, bro, you're a homosexual. You say you're against homosexuals. You say you hate homosexuals. You say you want to kill the faggots. This is what you say all the damn time. I tell you worship this woman, you get mad. I worship the woman. It means to honor, it means to respect. I worship the ground the woman walks on. I have no choice. I have no choice whatsoever. It ain't something that I was born to and I try to convince myself. It's an actuality. It is an actuality. Who else should I worship? So somebody asked me, so the woman's your God? Yes, she is. I thought you liked the Kemetic doctrine. Brother, I say yes, I do. They said Amun-Ra is the hidden power of Ra. And he stands at the head of the pantheon of deities. Or Nexiru. Amun-Ra means the hidden power of Ra. Or the sun. Because they didn't have to speculate about the sun's energy. They knew it was the most highest form of energy that went detected and unspeculated upon, that they bear witness that there's a hidden force behind it that affects us every day of our lives. Thus they rendered it Amun-Ra. So what that got to do with your life? Well, the image that they used to identify God in the Egyptian culture was a flag. That's the image that they used to identify what they call nature, or nature. And when the flag blows, the cloth moves, and the cloth is moving because something you can't see. But they're aware that something that cannot be seen is having an effect on the seen, tangible world. So they rendered that nature, which is a cognate of the English nature. So what can we learn from the indigenous mind, the mind of antiquity? What can we learn? That if we bear witness to anything we can't see, it has to have a corresponding seen attribute. No spookism. And is everybody right to identify with something unseen that corresponds with something that is seen that we bear witness to? So my wife, when I was in prison, in and out of prison, she was there every jail visit. She could have left me alone. Her mother was saying, leave him alone. And everybody had the right to look out in her better interest because I was a madman. I was gang-banging, Crip Superior, lose my mind every day in Brooklyn. But she stayed there, she waited for me. And one day, I came home from prison and she tried to convince me, stop selling those drugs. It's getting into you conflict with the police, you're in conflict with your brothers in your community, everybody want to kill you, and you just stand there. I've been shot, I've been stabbed, I've been sliced. She said, baby, I don't want to lose you. I got a second job. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you one of my checks. And it ain't going to amount to what you make on the streets. But I'm going to work 2 jobs and give you one of my checks, the highest one. And I'll keep the second one. And if you need some of the second one, I'll give you a piece of that. That's when I stopped and I bear witness to God. Because I said, what is it she sees in me that I didn't see in myself? That she's willing to sacrifice her time and her energy. The belief in what? What do you think I'm going to become? What are you investing in? My world was money. I'm like, she's investing in something. I'm like, my anaconda is good, but I don't know about all that. This is getting intense. Why would she do so much for me? For what reason? So I start to introspect for the first time in my crazed gang-banging mind. Say, why would this black woman do something like this? Why would she get a second job and give me her highest check every week for 6 months just to stop me from selling drugs? At the 6-month mark, because I was slow, it just dawned to me that this woman loves me. And I ain't love myself. But that what she has done for me, no one can see. You cannot see her love with the visible eye. But I bear witness to God. What they call God, I bear witness. Because something unseen to the naked eye has impacted me physically. It makes me want to wake up every day. Her love. It drives me to teach a powerful message. Her love. It makes me love myself. Her love. So I bear witness to something that you cannot see. I can only try to articulate it at best to you. So we venerated the air, because we knew without air we would not live. We venerated the sun. We worshiped and acknowledged it, because we knew with no sun we would not live. it's our right to identify with the creator or creators in our own individual capacity. That belongs to nobody. You can't give me religion. It's a personal experience that we all have the right to. I don't have to share the same exact experience with you under a certain umbrella and call it a certain name. But the unseen experience that I bear witness to personally, that demonstrate to me what people have been considering to be God. I bear witness that there's a higher power that exists only because I bear witness to the physical corresponding end result of the unseen. And in this particular case, it would be love. It was the love of my wife. Jesus made me want to wake up every day. All right, nigga, keep believing that. Knock yourself out with that one. But we undermine life. We into necromancy. Mention a nigga that died and everybody celebrate him. Everyone celebrates the life of a dead man, but they don't want to celebrate the life of a living woman. The very woman who gave birth to you. The very woman who risked her life giving birth to you. They got our women laying down horizontally against gravity, trying to give birth to people. Would you take a shit laying down? But they want you to lay down to give birth. The child starts rotating to go south to get ready to come out the womb. The uterus starts rotating. The child is born. The only thing that can shift that uterus back at that point would be for that woman to breastfeed. And when the child pulls off the nipples or the mammary glands of that woman, not only does she start losing the weight that she gained for birth, but the womb starts rotating back into its original position. But if she doesn't, that uterus that shifted now causes a biological earthquake. The spine is compromised. So the flow of electricity can't go straight to that brain. And now she's suffering from some form of psychosis because she's been doing something unnatural. Like not wanting to breastfeed the child because my titties are cracked and it hurts and, you know, the child don't want it no more. So now she appears to be crazy. Because she didn't do what was natural behavior. Have you ever seen a shootout with black men standing up like this erect shooting each other? No. Bad posture is linked to insanity. So they go like this. No one has shootouts and no one has fights standing straight up like this. Because if you were standing up like this, the electrical current wouldn't be compromised, and you would know this makes no sense. Have you seen yourself when you're angry? You get mad, you go, I hate this. Shit, that's your cell phone, these are glass pots. Then you have to stop and say, now who's gonna clean this up? You ever talk to somebody on the phone, get so mad at them, you throw the phone? Your phone, not no one else's. Your phone. And then you have to stop and look at yourself like, damn. Now this chick caused me to have to buy a new phone now. Helpful. I'm telling you, I come a long way. I come a long way. And it wasn't until I changed the way I ate. I thank the Most High every day. Every time I'm telling Dr. Sebi, I'm like, yo, I look up to you, I love you, you're my help. Polight, stop it. I'm like, stop it. I have life because of you. It's the herbs. The herbs healed you, brother. Like, you a humble man. You healed me, though. I ain't crazy. I know what you mean, and you're supposed to say that. But I'm supposed to tell people you heal me. That's what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to tell them it's nature, it's the mother and all. You're supposed to do that. That's you, Dr. Sebi. You're supposed to slander them damn carrots and slander the broccoli and make niggas mad. I understand what you do. That's your job. But my job is to give you the due credit. Because I didn't understand how to uplift a woman. Through health, so that's when I realized we sick. It's a simple concept. You give birth to us. It's a simple concept. But why don't we grasp? The food is compromised, the intellectual integrity of the masses. And when we change the way we eat, we change the frequency of our thought. And when we change the frequency of our thought, we be liberated. That's what it is. It's simple. Simple. We don't kill this goddamn cracker. I'm like, listen, bro. Nature has a problem. with anything that's against that which is natural. So how can a God-fearing people want to take God's power into their own hands? I can understand if we didn't have a list of other priorities, then I say, let's go fight somebody. But you're disregarding yourself in the process. The number one killer of black people are the diseases that are killing black people. How are we going to beat somebody? Hey, I'm watching this shit. Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Get that nigga a brown bag. He done lost breath already. Out of shit. Another brother can't even see his own ankles. Talk about, we gonna stop on this track. We gonna put our boots on his neck. You can't even see your ankles. How the hell you gonna put your boot on someone's neck? Let's be for real. You're not even in shape to go to war. You get mentally fatigued. You know they got a circadian rhythm, which is a time that is appropriated to different functionalities in the body. Do you know at 10:30, your body says, I quit. Don't feed me no more food. At 10:30 p.m., your body says, I just want you to know we're not going to break it down the way we do. At 3 in the afternoon, we're not going to break it down the way we do. At 6 in the evening, when 10:30 p.m. comes, it's called circadian rhythm. At 5 o'clock, your heart, which is a muscle, beats its strongest for you. At 10:30, you get all you want, but we're just going to put this somewhere in the colon or something. We're not going to be working overtime for it. This is not going to happen. Don't you know they can take any cell out of your body and replicate you and make you all over again? So your cells are just like you. You know a nigga, when he feel like he overworked, even if he need the job, he start coming in late on purpose. He won't quit. He wants someone to fire him. So you start coming in all late. If you say, why you coming in here late? And you would give that attitude like, you right, what? I dropped my children out to eat cereal. What you talking about? That's what your cells do, because your cells are you. So you want to work your cells day in and day out, eating non-water soluble food, acidic food for 30 years, for 40 years, for 50 years, unrelenting, no fasting, eating 3, 4, 5 times a day. And you don't think your cells are just like you? Nigga, I quit. Or it's all late for work. Oh, he want me to break this shit down, right? We were telling him we need a day off. He don't want to listen. Your cells just like you. They quit. And I'm done. I'm unappreciated. When you eat right, your body feels appreciated. It's mental. Before you eat, we learn, don't pray for the plate of food. Pray for every spoonful. Bear witness. I mean, I don't know, is the herbs going to work good? Did Dr. Sebi really cure diseases? Did it cure cancer? Did it cure sickle cell? Did it cure AIDS? I'm like, Dr. Sebi's over 80 years old. And he's still making babies. That shit confirms cure to me every day of the week. Show me another 80-plus-year-old man waiting for some babies to come out, expecting some more children. That is the cure for every disease as far as I'm concerned. That's real talk. We gotta tap out at 25 these days. Nigga ain't making baby after 25. He making them at 80 plus. I listen to anything he gotta say. My wife looking at me like, man, we gonna stop watching the Savior. You think we gonna be doing some shit at 80 years old? Savior started to be the devil in my house. Cause they know I'm trying to break the plane. I'm trying to get there at 80. Savior is the man. Sebi is the man. Brothers, you gotta pay attention. He's doing this at 8. I seen him drop on his knees. I was impressed. I met a person who was cured of AIDS from him. I was more impressed. But to see that that man has a baby after the age of 80, that shit shook my whole foundation. It made me question God, made me question religion, made me question life. I got spiritual, started meditating, started contemplating. That thing did some wonders to me. Because part of what makes the black woman so beautiful is the sexual experience that we have with them. They make us insecure about our own body parts. When someone is upset, they call someone a D-head, call them a vagina in another word, asshole. Why are we using our own body parts to condemn each other? We're sexually insecure. Religion taught us to feel ashamed. Someone ate an apple, and then they bear witness that they was naked. They was ashamed of their activity. We was taught shame. Now, I did ask my grandmother, because she got me in religious instruction, what happened? Because I just looked this up. There's over 7,000 apples on planet Earth. Which apple did they eat that caused that? I want to stay the hell away from that apple. I got a bomb beside my head, no more questions to be asked. Dr. Sebi cured me. He saved my life. And he was going to give the credit to nature because he should. And I'm going to give the credit to him so we can be aware to appreciate him as the living. Because we wait till people die. Then we celebrate their lives. And that's necromancy. And I said, Khalid Muhammad, Ashe. I'm like, okay, cool. Harriet Tubman, Ashe. I'm like, that's great. Well, we ain't going to mention no living people? Like, really? We just going to Ashe our way through 20 dead people? I understand the spirit is with us. I understand all that knowledge. But why we don't celebrate the lives of the living? We have to celebrate Dr. Sebi. I pray every single day that I don't take this brother from us. And you should too.
That's right.
So with that, got you. Okay, good. I'm on time. A few more minutes. So I just wanted to take that time out and really speak to the people and just let you know that. I mean, when I dropped out the game, people were saying, "You sure you want to do that? They might kill you." And those are the same odds when I went into the game. They might kill you. What kind of bargaining chip is that? You know, if you drop out the game, you might die. Like, nigga, there's a high probability I was going to die when I dropped in. So at least I can say I'm doing this for a purpose. We have to burn our desires out. And if we don't, our desires will burn us out. I'm happy to be alive every single day, and I always have to give it to that man, Dr. Sebi. My mama died. I met her when I turned 17. She died the week I met her from cancer and diabetes. Chemotherapy killed her. The medical institution is not trying to prolong life. They prolong death. They don't prolong life, they prolong death. They don't care about the quality of life. So long as you're alive with your eyes open, everyone's supposed to be satisfied. But what about the quality of life? But I didn't have this information, so it plagues me every single day. To only have 7 days with my mother. It plagues me every single day. Every single day. It haunts me, because I didn't have this knowledge. And a few years later, after she died, then I acquired it. That's not to say she wouldn't have rejected it, but I never know. So that's why we have these classes and these speaking engagements. So we can encourage you guys to aggressively, with love, do your best to educate our people. Because like I said, the #1 killer of our people are ourselves based on our diet. The diet is the #1 killer of our people. Not no white man, and this is not to take no pressure off no white people. This is just to simply say the diseases are aggressive. Cancer is violent. Diabetes is violent. Lupus is violent. And these diseases have taken our family members from us. But we turn our heads and be mad at each other for whatever reason. And be mad at other races for whatever reason. All the while the diseases are torturing us and plaguing us. And when they say, we're going to die anyway, so who cares? I always say, you're going to spend money anyway, so why save it? We have a divine right and responsibility to disseminate this information to our people so we can see the best in our people. Because I'm going to tell you, I was violent and I was nuts. But when I started taking those herbs, it was the best thing that ever happened in my life. A newly found love and appreciation for my wife, my wives, my children came about. Because I started feeding my cells. You feed the cells, you feed yourself. Why are you eating 2 times, 3 times, 4 times a day? It's because the parasites in your body are eating first, eating second, and eating third. Then the 4th time around, you finally get to eat. I'm not lying. When I took those herbs, when I had diabetes, and I had the Viento, I had the chelation. Back in that time, it's called chelation and CC4. When I had the sea moss mixed with bladder racks, when I was taking all these different herbs, and I was boiling my John mushroom and drinking the water, had my cascara sagrada, boil it to a gallon of water and drink some more. I went to the bathroom one day and worms came out. It was a scary movie all the way. You don't know what it is to have a worm come out your ass and look down ready to flush the toilet and see some shit cracking out of the fecal matter like a log. I closed that shit, I sat on it like it was about to explode. I called my wife, I called one of the brothers in the house, and I asked him to sit on this toilet with me. I said, what the hell is wrong? Sit on this shit, it might grow. It might grow. Just sit on it. You can sit on the left, sit on the right, I sit in the front. So we having a conversation on my toilet. This is a true story. I just begged him, I'm crying. I'm crying. This is a true story my wife can tell you. She's standing right there, I'm crying. They said, wow. I said, a being came out of my ass. A being. They said, a being came out of my ass. It cracked out of my fecal matter and it started Harlem shaking. He said, man, stop fronting. We opened up the toilet, we seen 3 worms. And I passed out. This is from a nigga who been shot, stabbed, sliced, thrown in prison. But I passed out when I seen worms in the toilet. Passed out, and when I woke up, I went back and closed the seat again and showered. They done flushed it down and everything. Worms. Do you know what it's like to see worms come out of your body? That was confirmation something else was living in me, living off of me. But 3 days later, that's when I got the coloration of my foot back. I could see clearly through both eyes. I was losing my eyesight in my left. My skin wasn't all scaly and ashy no more. And I didn't even have an appetite to eat like that. And I was satisfied. I was contented. But I never forget that day. And this is a true story. Worms came out my body. I took that cascara sagrada, and I ain't gonna front. We gotta work on some kind of agave or maple syrup situation, because them herbs is horrible. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never lie to people. They should come with a warning on the label. This shit is disgusting. Because I'm telling you, some of those herbs, I don't know if he just making it be cruel or see if he being disciplined. I was mad as hell at him. When the office first sent me those packages, and I can't swallow pills on top of it, so I was just a wreck all the time. I don't even know how to swallow pills to this day. I always think it's gonna choke me. I'm taking the pills, I'm mixing it in my everything. But there's some of these herbs, it's like, do you know when a herb is real bad tasting, that if you drink water to wash it out, it only expands and it stays in your mouth more? I'm like, Sebi's evil for this shit. Like, why does the cure gotta be this bad? And that wasn't even the worst one. What's that thing called that I got my daughter on? She hates it. What's that, Riot? Chelation. What's the name of that one? The chelation. The chelation one. Yeah. You can get through the bantu. But if you really dubbed out, you gotta drink that chelation. 2 spoons. If you can take 2 spoons of that chelation without twitching, yeah, he's a natural born killer. I gotta go through 20 minutes like double dutch and shit as a grown man before I start taking them herbs. I gotta do this every day. He's like, oh, that's Sebi, man. Brother's about the mind. You wrote 90 books, brother. He's a gangbanger, you know. He's a Crip from New Jersey. I put him to the test. Look, I'm mad. I'm like, all right, take this in. He tried to stand there, started cracking. I said, you know what, I'm not even going to tell him if he drinks water, it's going to get worse. I let him go through the fridge, he's drinking everything. Yo, you don't even know, I could write a book on cures for how to respond to these bad tasting herbs. We learned that banana can take the taste out your mouth real quick. We tried everything. We be in there, let's try raw chickpeas. Like, shit don't even make sense, let's try it. But it's fun because you start feeling revitalized and powerful. Where's Dr. Sebi at? I want to get ready to bring him up. Is he around? Is he ready? Yeah. So, I'm just so happy. I mean, when people say, brother, why you curse sometimes? Or why you so excited? Or why you be yelling and screaming? Why your eyes be bulging out your head sometimes? I'm so happy I'm alive. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea how happy I am that I got both my legs, both my feet. I'm just grateful. Like, you have no idea. You can't even give me mad. This is a man who got his life back. So I had to stop the gangbanging. I had to just come to another world. And I got to thank my brothers in them for helping us organize, because he got Bloods and Crips now organized in New Jersey. Vegan Crips. I actually said, wait. Vegan Crips. But that's way better than the vegan crackhead I met. I met a vegan crackhead when I used to eat meat. That was the weirdest situation ever been in the world. This lady just finished smoking crack and gonna tell me how the McDonald's burger ain't no good for me. If you ever met a vegan crackhead, that shit will change your whole world. But years later, I find out that even this crackhead had the knowledge. You can't turn people down. Something might come through them just to communicate to you. Don't turn them down. That vegan crackhead probably was an angel in disguise with a sense of humor like mine. But these brothers, they're making strides, strong efforts. But at this moment, I want to bring up a brother that is no stranger to this reality. I want to bring up a brother who means everything to myself and my family, because one of my wives had anemia, and she no longer has it as well. She's the one that was dealing with the tickets. Y'all probably paid for your tickets at the front. My wife, Raed, she had sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. And she's the one that was collecting the tickets, ticket money at the door. She no longer has it. She no longer has it, thanks to Dr. Sebi. So when I say this information is the truth, don't let the people that's hypnotized fool you. I took my daughter when she was 3 years old, going on 4, to my father. He said, man, she looks so beautiful. He said, your daughter looks so beautiful. So strong. He said, how old is she now? She turning 4, Dad. She turning 4 years old. He said, look at her arms, she looks strong. Look at her legs, she looks strong. Look at her eyes, they're clear white, she's beautiful. What do you feed her? I said, I've been feeding her in the first 3 years. It's only been breast milk. He said, man, she looking weak. Her knees look like it's gonna break down. Her eyes look like she's about to cry. This is what we dealing with. I remember my wife went natural. And her mama cried and said, why you letting yourself go? What happened to you? I leave my daughter around her grandparents. They doing us a favor. I've been waiting for this day. They pull out the mac and cheese, the ice cream. I'm like, oh, these niggas nuts. And no, we gonna do her a favor, man. You can't do this to her. They gotta live. Then I'm like, I gotta take my child from these people, man. They gonna say, wow, they crazy. They crazy. How many of you experienced something like that? People doing your child a favor. A mac and cheese favor. A chicken favor. A fried chicken favor. Who the hell gives fried chicken favors? Only sick people. So without further ado, I would like to bring up the healer, the master healer of all ages. I want everybody to stand up. Stand up. And let's give this man a round of applause. You gotta start behaving. It ain't everybody walking up and down the block that can do what this man does. The greatest black man to ever walk on the planet. We have to bear witness to the woman that gave birth to him. Ain't no man gave birth to this man, it was a woman that gave birth to him. So let's honor his mother as well while we are. Let's all honor Dr. Sebi's mother. Keep the applause going. Let's honor the woman who bared the womb that let this man go. Give praise to his mother, because without her, he would not have been here. The greatest black man to ever walk on this planet in our era, as far as I'm
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just give it up again to Brother Polight.
Woo! Go ahead, baby.
I wish that I'd be able to do it as good as he did. What he did tonight and said about me, I have to say about a Mexican. Before we open, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. I hope that I will be as good to you tonight as you has to me by coming. I know you had many things that you could be doing, other places you could have been, but you came to share this moment with us tonight, and I appreciate that. I was in Honduras, having a ball. I mean, I was bathing in the thermal waters, enjoying the sauna, drinking the good herbs fresh in the village of Usha. And Jenny called me and said, hey, you forgot Brother Polight's speech in Los Angeles. Oh my God, I said, I have to leave. My little girl is 4. She just turned 4 on the 26th of February with Erica Badu and my mother.
Wow.
Same birthday with my mother. I want to be with my little boy. He's only 11 months old. He'll be a year on the 28th of March. I had to come to Los Angeles because Brother Polight, as much as he means to you, he means to me. He means to all of us. We love him. I love him. So tonight, I want to take time out to show why there are so many misconceptions about healing, about nutrition, about cures. In 1964, I went to Mexico with my disease, diabetes, impotence, asthma from birth, angry, insane, just like Brother Polight. I was in an insane asylum in New Jersey. In 1961, I was crazy. But I didn't know what to do. Nobody could help me. I went to Chinese herbalists, I went to allopathic, I went to homeopathics. I went to everybody. Finally went to a Mexican, and he's going to tell me about me more than I've ever known or heard from anyone that was black. A Mexican? Yes, a Mexican. He said, he asked me, where you from? I'm from Honduras. He said, man, we cannot talk. Black people doesn't come out of Honduras. That's Maya. That's Paya. That's Lenca. So where you from? Oh, I'm from Africa. Oh, now we could tell. Being that you recognize that you are from Africa, well, there's a mandate that comes with that. There's a diet that comes with that. There's a way of life that comes with that. I didn't know. Because our historians, our anthropologists and historians, Egyptologists, they didn't tell us these things that this man is telling me. They didn't tell us anything like that. About a diet. The only individual that alluded to it and showed us was Messenger Elijah Muhammad he said that they gave us the wrong food to eat. Now, that is where the black woman comes in. As Brother Polight so beautifully placed and showed us tonight. Everybody was worshiping everything but that black woman. So, I was looking at her in the jungle and want to know why was she just coming out so significantly in my head. Why I cannot erase this black woman. Everybody was talking about Socrates and Plato, Aristotle and Diogenes. I was looking at this black woman. And the reason why I was looking at her is because she stands out. Her integrity, not to mention her sinless state. She was sinless. She was impeccable. But my friends in Los Angeles at the time, I'm talking about 1970, they were onto philosophy. They used to talk about English, math, and logic. Well, I could never connect those three subjects with blackism. English, math, and logic. I heard that consistently over a period of time. I still couldn't connect it. But I had to remain silent because I didn't have anything to say. You know, when you are surrounded by a bunch of words, a bunch of thought patterns, that you feel that they're not part of you, but you can't see anything. Because the large majority agrees with what your senses are saying, not true. That began with me when I was 14. When I was 14, I gave it up. I didn't agree with anything. I never been to school. You see, you're looking and hearing to someone tonight that never been to school. The only person I've ever had was my mother and my grandmother. No daddy. A mother and a grandmother. That was how I was brought into the world and raised. I never heard the voice of a man in my ears giving me a command. And this is maybe precisely why I couldn't understand following a male leader. Many of my brothers still does, but I couldn't do it. Because as I look at the arrangement of life, there aren't any male leaders. They all are females. So why should I follow a male? And why should females follow male? I don't know. That is not a natural arrangement. So tonight, this black woman that's been the major player in my life since Alfredo Cortez, the Mexican that healed me, has been responsible for everything that I've done. Remember, I'm not educated. I don't have any wisdom. I don't have any knowledge. I'm not wise, just like you. I'm not a black man with thoughts that comes out of the jungle, not out of a city. You see, tonight is city versus jungle, philosophy versus common sense, organic versus inorganic. We travel now. As a little boy, the black woman was looked at as a savage. She had no clothes on. She has to be a savage. How could she be civilized and intelligent without clothes? She's naked. But Mama didn't know that she was naked. No. This is the way she lived all her life. What you mean I'm naked? Did God make clothes? I followed the commandments of life. The Father said that she was naked. She was natural. This is going to come out in Brazil with me, a Mexican, a Frenchman, and a Russian. The Mexican is making fun of the Frenchman, telling him that Frenchmen aren't as good as Mexican because Mexican make tequila. The Frenchman responded by saying, Raoul forgot who makes champagne. So all of us started laughing. The Mexican then asked me, what are you going to say about your people? I said, I may have something to say. The Russian said, you better watch what you say about your people. I said, why? Because your mama didn't have no clothes on 500 years ago. I said, right enough. Mama didn't have no clothes on. Is that all she didn't have? She didn't have any clothes. She didn't have any alcohol. She didn't have any prostitution. She didn't have any rice and beans and hogs and chicken and goats and lamb that makes you sick. She didn't have any churches. She didn't have any mosque. She didn't have any synagogue. Why? Why do you left all these things out and only singling out that she didn't have any clothes on? I said, right enough. Mama didn't have any money. And you know what she didn't have either? Doctors or disease, because she was sinless. Furthermore, right enough, you only find churches where there are sinful people. Mama didn't have to worry about vitamins and protein, enzymes, and the rest. Mama didn't have to go to a book to study God, a book to nourish herself, a book to conduct herself, a book to think. Mama didn't need any book. Just the fact that you made a book, you have violated nature. Because you're going to cut a tree down. You're going to saw it down and part the tree. Then after to make this pulping, take it through this process, then you have to make a pen. Then you have to, or a pencil. Why do you go all through all of that? Why do you have to do all of that? Mama didn't do that. Tonight, you have to agree with me that things function best in the natural state or in the natural form than in their altered state. You do agree that in the natural form is when they function best at the ultimate level of expression. If I tell you that I am an Afro-American, I am telling you that I am a hybrid. I'm telling you, as an African-American, that my history began with chitlins and slavery. Well, that is the case, that I'm an Afro-American, then it means that there is no place for me in the pages of history before slavery. So therefore, I have no roots to draw from, to extrapolate, to be able to conduct myself in the future, because it began with chitlins and slavery. Is this the reason why we behave the way that we behave? I mean, we couldn't get it better than Brother Polight showed us tonight. He's showing us that we have been altered so much that we dislike ourselves. We have to. Oh, you sound like a white man, but who else should I sound like? Who has trained me? The language I'm speaking. And with me, I got the double whammy. I speak Spanish. Oh, yo hablo español. Yo vengo de Honduras. Then I speak English. So I got the double whammy. But ask me now, how does this language resonate with me? To do this, to get the most out of me, I have to now look into my history beyond slavery. I have to go to the jungles with the black naked woman. Why? Because her environment was alkali. She didn't have to know about pH balance. No, she didn't. Why? Everything in her environment was alkali. There were no acids. But today, well, aloe vera, peppermint, carrots, lamb, hogs, chicken, goats, cows, all this is acid. Mama didn't have that. Mama didn't have any cauliflower. She didn't have wheat, didn't have rice or beans. She did not have these things because nature just simply didn't make them. And this may be probably the mistake that the healers are making today. They are selecting from an acid base to heal disease. I am not wise. I just use some common sense. Just a little bit. But it is difficult to abandon philosophy for common sense. Because philosophy goes like this. Disease is germ, virus, and bacteria. That's philosophy. Disease is the result of germ, virus, and bacteria. Common says no. It's mucus. But that doesn't sound too good. Philosophy seems to sound more palatable and intelligent. It flows so well. You know, it's intelligent. Mucus? What's wrong with him? What do you mean by mucus? Well, in 1988, black man. Why? Well, the physician would tell you, or the hematologist would tell you, that the blood of a black man, that of a Mexican, that of a white man, or an Asiatic is different. Not better, not worse, different. You know, it's like comparing a tiger and a lion. You cannot compare those two animals. They live in their own special life journey and expression. You cannot compare an Eskimo with a black man of the jungle because they do not live in the same environment, nor they look alike, nor they eat the same food. This difference that we see that was arranged by life has never been addressed. Yet, in this compromised state, under this umbrella of acidity, I am a scholar. I know all the scholarly works that there is required to reach a level of understanding that is known as what? Intelligence. My brother was one of them. He was a theologian. Me, I didn't even go to school. But he was a theologian. Whatever that is. I don't know. And I don't know how that connects the dots with our situation that we're facing today that is disease. Everybody is diseased, including me. Why should we be? 500 years of being deprived of food? That tells you another story. How strong is the cells of the black man? That he had been starving for 500 years. So what keeps us alive? Oxygen. That's the only thing that has kept us alive up until this point. Oxygen. Because if we take to the laboratory and have it analyzed biochemically, what we've been eating, is it nourishing? The answer would be no. There is no biochemist that could attest to the fact that chitlins and hog maws, rice and beans and potato has any nutritional value. Nourishment? No, my brothers and sisters. Nourishment are electrical. Nourishment is electrical. It isn't starch. It isn't oil. It isn't dead meat. It is electrical impulses. Electrical impulses, well, that's what Mama had in the jungle, but they didn't notice that. All they saw was a naked woman, not a natural woman. Then some of us that supports this idea and this philosophy that Mama was naked, we said too that she was a savage. Their religion, now which is the religion that doesn't describe Mama as a savage? All of them does. But when I look at her, I saw something different. I saw a very ethical woman, a shameless woman. I saw a society that my mama could walk around without no clothes and nobody is bothering her. What kind of morality was they practicing? And if you think that this is something other than good, tell your mama to take her clothes off now. Yep, this is Sebi. He just grew up differently, without a belief. I didn't need one of them. I don't know anything. I don't want to know anything. Because it isn't important. Knowing what? What is there in the universe that I need to know? How it was made, I would never know that. Or was it made? Was the universe made? Oh, I was told that it was made. I was told that I was sinful. I was also told that to relieve myself of my sins, I had to give up 10% of my wages. I was told that I am an African and that the continent from whence I came is Africa. But who said all these things? How do we know that all this is true? We don't know. And this is precisely why when I went before the Supreme Court, I knew that the court was not prepared to defend against what I had to say to them. Why? Because if the hematologist could see that my blood and that of a white man or a Chinese or a Mexican is different, why do you give us all the same medicine and all the same food? That's gross inconsistency. But more than that, you know what they're saying? I have no respect for your thinking. I could tell you anything. Black man, you shut up. You listen to me. I make and break the rules. You're gonna eat meat because you need your protein. And I believe it because I was told. But someplace, somewhere, things always seem to creep out that they're not prepared to really harness or contain the truth. Truth have a tendency to survive ages. You're not gonna smother it. If I am a product of this planet, the same as a bird, the same as a plant, the same as any animals, am I exempt from the same law? I don't think so. You will not find polar bears in the Sahara Desert. You will not find gorillas in Alaska. You will not see a gorilla eating the food of a polar bear, but you will see a black man eating the food of a white man. Oh, what's wrong with that? We both are human beings. Well, I don't know about that either. I don't know what is a human being. I know this, that there is a natural arrangement of life. There's a natural selection, there's a natural line, there's a natural line of demarcation drawn by nature. I am not separating us. We were separated from creation. You did not find white man in Africa, nor black people in Europe. You didn't find black men in Japan. No, they were found in the jungle. But since I am civilized and I'm educated, I can look at the jungle, man. That's disgraceful. It isn't palatable. I'm ashamed. You think so? Well, let me tell you this. If you remove a burdock plant from Detroit and take it to Honduras, that plant will die on you. Why didn't it die in Detroit or Chicago? The environment played a major part in the life existence of this planet. There's a frog in Puerto Rico. They call it the coquille. You have never slept in your life until you go to Puerto Rico and you hear coquille, 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 all night. A little frog, about an inch long, you could hear him. He sings all night. If you remove that frog from the island of Puerto Rico and put it in the island of Vieques, 7 miles away, the frog dies. It will never sing again and it will die. It's only moving 7 kilometers away. There has been an interference with the frog. You do not move the frog from where nature has placed it and expect for the frog to express itself in its optimum level of expression as far as life is concerned. You just made a big mistake. You have interfered with the life process of this animal. So when they remove us from Africa, I asked the judge in the Supreme Court, did you bring his food with him? The judge said, why did you ask the question? I said, I have to ask the question because the FDA doesn't want me to distribute my product in the United States. So they should know something about gene food consistency. What do you mean by that? Gorilla does not eat polar bear food. It's as simple as that. Did you bring our food when you remove us? The judge said no. Well, if you put gasoline in a diesel running engine, would it function well? The answer is no. So when you give me rice and beans and meat, which is starch and meat, then you tell me that I'm angry? That I'm behaving other than? I'm manic. I'm insane. I can't help it. I want to kill my wife. And she was never at fault. It was all me. I didn't know it. But like I said, our historians, our anthropologists, our paleontologists, our Egyptologists, they didn't come with a message showing us how we're going to connect the dots. You see, all these sciences never address the black situation. When they removed us from the jungle and brought us here, I mean, we were disconnected, totally disconnected. Disconnected to the point that today, we do not know what to put in our mouth. As Brother Polight beautifully put it to us, that when you eat bad, when you're malnourished, the brain breaks down. I remember when I was in that state, paranoia and schizophrenia, when I got to the psychiatric ward in New Jersey, I remember seeing someone that I knew as a little boy, younger man in my 17th birthday, somewhere around there, my teenage years. I said, Lara, what are you doing here? He said, what are you doing here? We both were very sick. So how sick are we now? Are we less sick? The process of processing food is greater now than before. What are the chances of my little babies that are being born to meet a young man their age to marry and guarantee that the trend would change, that we would become pleasant with each other again, that we would be in love? Because the answer is what? Love is the pursuit. Not so much for your recipient, but for you, yourself. You have to be at peace with yourself. And I remember when I weren't. Today I made it through, and I feel cheated. I feel like life went by too fast for me because I just began to feel happy. And I suppose it's because I've been married for 50 years of my life, and I'm 82, meaning I've only been free for 32 years. And it's a freedom that I don't want to give up now. There are some sisters who think that they're in love with me. There is one that is 28 years of age, which is the mother of my little girl. She's 28 and I'm 82. I say, how could you be in love with me? Why do you want to do that? You know, I wish that I could tell you that I am in love with you, but I am not. And if I tell you what I'm in love with, the only thing that I could single out is Africa. From a little boy, my grandfather, the Haitian that spent many years in Africa, told me that all my efforts in life should be for the reconstruction of Africa. That's all he talked about. And I grew up with that. But in focusing on Africa, I was seeing this black woman. And this black woman showed me that because of her environment being an alkali one, I was able to extrapolate from the forest, the herbs, that are alkali, that was part of her environment. You see, look, I want to make this distinction and I want to draw this example. So show this example then. It's important to me. In 1973-74, did you all remember when everybody was flying and going to Egypt? Yes, you do. Dr. Joseph Ben Jokanan was taking a bunch of brothers from LA to Egypt. I didn't go. I didn't go because my head's in the jungle, not in the desert. So my friends went to the desert and looked at the tombs of Ramses and Nefertiti and Queen Tai. They came back with souvenirs. I went to the jungle. I came back with Kankansa, Popa, Sia, Marula, Hoodia, and Michael Jackson, stepson or son, had a tumor in his frontal lobe, and the herb that I came back with from the jungle removed the tumor in less than 15 minutes, just by inhaling. Those that went to Egypt came back with some souvenirs. And that was all. That's the reason why I could see me going to Egypt. And to go to Egypt is a little bit tedious because you don't know when the Italians controlled Egypt, or the Greeks, or the Persians. You don't know. We don't know. But that's not even important. What's important to me, and always has been, that jungle. That jungle will teach us what to eat, and it has it there now. They don't have anything in the desert, but the jungle has the stuff. The jungle has the phosphates, the carbonates, the iodides, and the bromides. The city has what? Arsenides, cyanides, mercury, antimony. These are product of the city. You see what happened? In the history of medicine, Hippocrates comes out in a very beautiful way. Although many of us that are black don't want to hear that. We want to hear about Imhotep I. Well, let me make the comparison with Imhotep I and Hippocrates. Hippocrates cured every disease that man has ever known. And he learned that by observing the Africans in the jungle also. Imhotep I, he opened the human body. He was the first to do that. But like we all know, that if the human body needed to be opened, it would have a zip on it. So I have no respect for Imhotep I, like I have for Hippocrates. Because Hippocrates understood that the herbs heal. They has to, because they were electrical. He may not have known that they were electrical, but they are electrical. You see, this understanding of herbs that I'm projecting tonight, you do not find in a book or many books or in any school of thought, because I don't know why they don't want it to be privileged to that information. But anything that is native, native means that which is part of the creation of the planet. That which is part of the creation of this planet. Meaning that which is native, that which is electrical. Because why? It has carbon, it has hydrogen, it has oxygen. I don't like to talk like this because it sounds too scientific. And I know that it is unnecessary. But in today's world, it is very much so. Because when Brother Polight was saying that he would liken carrot juice, so did I, and so did Lorenzo Pace, and many other brothers that were sick. The reason why we have to draw this line of demarcation and make this distinction about what is organic from what is natural. You see, when we use the word organic, we want to be careful, because I could grow carrots organically, meaning I could grow an artificial plant without the insecticide and the pesticides. But it is artificial from the get. So what use is it? If the carrot is organically grown, no good. It has starch. Tonight, I want you all to leave with the understanding of something that contained in this speech. What is it that I left with that I could protect myself against in the future? Well, one of the things that we found out, or you should know, nature does not create anything that has starch. Why? Starch is known as carbonic acid. It was a bowl of milk included that everybody knows about, that the dog had to go and drink every so at such and such an hour. They would ring this bell, and the dog would go and drink this milk. But in the milk, there was something else. There was what Brother Polight talked about. There was glucose. There was sugar. The dog eventually salivated itself to death, but they accomplished their experiment. So there's a little boy in Honduras that was being fed by the babysitter, and the mama noticed something, that the baby is a year and 6 months, the little boy, toddler, didn't want the mama to prepare his bottle anymore. He wanted the babysitter to prepare the bottle. Why? The babysitter used to put 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of sugar in the bottle and shake it up with the milk. Sugar is not a food. Sugar is a drug, is a stimulant. It affects us adversely. It makes us nervous. So as we deliver this speech tonight about healing and nutrition, Dr. Sebi has been accredited for curing AIDS. Of course we cure AIDS. We cure sickle cell. We cure blindness and diabetes. We cure them. We're privileged to say that because we earned it. when the statement was made in the Supreme Court in 1988, they could not assimilate that or even accept that. Number one, it was too strong. It didn't sound scientific. And then a black man arrested. While I was in jail, I knew that my argument was going to be challenged, what I had to say then. But it was okay. I was going to win. I knew that. It was going to win because I knew that, I want you to notice carefully, that there are philosophies of every other race or ethnic group. Okay? Well, don't you think that we should develop our system that would complement our genetic predisposition? I think so. So when I got to New York in 1983-4, I was wondering, why didn't the previous healers at least consider developing a system around that African genesis which hold the secret? You see, to many of us, we feel that if I turn my back to Africa and look towards philosophy, which is Europe, that I'm safe and it is clean. But let me say this. The minute you turn your back on Africa, you're in danger zone. You're inviting disease. Because our genesis is there. Our food is there. It's not in the form that you and I would like for it to be, baked or fried or boiled. That is nutrition. Nutrition is that which is electrical and going to assimilate in the villi and the intestines. Those herbs are still there. When I came back with the cancer, and we gave it to a brother out there in Oxnard, he was in his 90s, he was having sex with everybody. He couldn't help it. You see, whenever you begin to select the herbs that are natural, which are electrical, you cannot miss. But when you use aloe vera and golden seal and ginseng, without you knowing, these things are hybrid. They are non-electrical. They cannot deliver. We need to have more of these meetings and also workshops to further elevate our understanding, because we all are growing. Even though I have been attributed to curing these diseases, you think I know everything? You already know that I don't know everything. And I don't want to know everything, because that's a hell of a burden. And me, I must say this, I don't know how I arrived to deserve this moment in front of you tonight. Because I'm the boy that didn't go to school. I'm the least of the candidates that should offer anything that is complimentary. Why? Because I am told that it requires education. Boy, you need to be educated. What you gonna do? Fred, that's my name. Fred, what you gonna do? I'm 8. What you gonna do? I'm 15. What you gonna do? I'm leaving the ship in 1963. What you gonna do, Captain Freddy? And all through my life, what you gonna do? Because we are attached to the system of life that uses the yardsticks to calibrate human beings. So naturally, that same yardstick was used with me. but it doesn't work. The barometer and yardstick that you use is yours. Could not be applied to another. I don't even know how you think. And you certainly would never know how I think. It's not that I think better than you. I think differently. And all of us has that uniqueness about us that makes us special. All of us are special. And when Brother Polight said that he worshiped black women, well, that's all I've ever worshipped. That's the only God I would ever know, regardless of what they have done to me. And you know, just recently they took my business, my ex-wife from my manager. But I knew that when they did that, that was out of a state of disease. Because the black woman, in reality, she's not a thief. She's not an embezzler. She's none of that. But we are that now. I used to use cocaine by the tons. Why? Because I live in a society that gives me cocaine, that gives me alcohol, that gives me cigarette. I could have it at my disposal. That is the society in which I live now. So, if there is anything that we need to do, is to afford each other that degree of tolerance to understand that we all have been bitten by the same poison. So, you see, it was common sense against philosophy. Common sense tells us that if my body is sick, I need something natural, because I am natural. I'm not a product of a laboratory. So therefore, my compound, my food, my medicine has to be from the same source, life. If nothing we understand this evening, we have to understand, we have to remember then that it has to be alive. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. Don't take it if nature didn't make it. John Crotty, the bicentennial poet, said, if you don't watch the things you eat, the things you eat will soon eat you. I put together compounds that represent this electrical vibration that exists on the planet. We call it viento. They're selling it over there. They got the bioferro, which is iron, which is something that we all have been deprived of. Iron is the mineral that our body requires to maintain that electrical impulse and that vitality. That has been taken away from our diet 500 years ago. But with Pablo, one of the most intelligent individuals that I've ever met in the understanding of herbs, we were able to put together a compound known as bioferro, the energy needs immediately. The other one is the Green Food Plus. Many people have talked about the lymphatic system, the sugar, the pressure, all that responds immediately. So yes, we put together those compounds based on that life arrangement, that life structure, which is what? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Something that's alive. Dr. Sebi is not a scientist. Dr. Sebi is not educated. He's just another brother that has some information that has worked in the past and will continue to work, and I hope that we will improve it as we go on. So brothers and sisters, we have come to the ending of this little talk. But always, I would like to have 3 questions before I walk off this podium, because in the question period, much is revealed. Thank you very much.
Yes. All right, stand up, we deserve it. Yeah. Got them in the balcony up there, this is beautiful. All right, so.
Thank you.
All right, so. Okay, so we only gonna take 3 questions. That's the first one there. I will not be the unlucky one to pick who the other 2 gonna be. This brother's gonna be that one. So, oh no, he's gonna
Hello, Dr. Sebi. I am Sis Miranda. We met once before with this gent here, Ramses. Good to see you. I have a question. Well, actually, I have like 2, but I'll go with 1. Okay, so I am a newly committed vegan. I've been doing this for about 2 years, on and off. What I do struggle with is protein. And so we talk about electricity and foods being live, but I don't know, I can tell that I'm not getting protein.
I took her to Silver Spring, and I began to treat her against the will of the physician at Georgetown Pediatric Hospital. At the ending of 3 months, they caught up with us, but the little girl no longer had sickle cell. The police took me to the hospital, and the parents too, and they come the superintendent and the manager, the hematologist, Dr. Steinberg. She noticed something, that I had not given a killer any protein for 3 months. Dr. Sebi, I noted that you did not give a killer any protein for 3 months. I said, Dr. Steinberg, I don't even know what protein is. So, I couldn't give the girl something that I don't know about. You don't know? I said, I most certainly don't. What is protein, Dr. Steinberg? It's one of the 19 amino acids, the building blocks of life. I said, is it electrical? She said, I don't know. I said, you don't know? But the human body is electrical. And the human body only assimilates a substance through the process of chemical affinity. Electric body, electric food. So when you said that you think that you need protein, I don't believe that that is quite right. Because I haven't had protein in 52 years. I took eggs and meat and everything that constitute protein from my diet. And when I was eating a lot of protein, pork chops, especially because they tell us that the source of protein that's highest come out of a hog. When I had more hog meat, and more lamb, and chicken, and I couldn't have sex from the age of 28 until the age of 30. And I had protein every day. I stopped having protein, and I'm still making babies at 81. So enough for the protein bit. That does not exist. You don't need protein. And you don't need no vitamin A or B or C, because the body is not made of those things. What you need is hair food. They call it batana. And your hair will grow. And we have that compound for you. Nothing to do with protein. Next question. Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Sebi. My name is Portia. I'm over here. Thank you for being here today. I've learned so much from you. About a year ago, I started changing my diet habits before I even knew about the vitamins you provided and, eating electrical foods. I just started going more to the vegetarian or vegan lifestyle in general. But what I noticed was with my workouts, I would be lightheaded all the time. Now, I'll say that I didn't take your vitamins and probably wasn't really focused on electric foods, but I was definitely taking out meat and doing more veggies. But yet, I couldn't get the workout without feeling lightheaded. So I'm just wondering, as I move toward that again, like what are the things that I need to be digesting to make sure I have the energy I need and, the energy I need to get to a workout. And then secondly, in doing this new lifestyle, or changing my lifestyle, I should say, I'm also on birth control. And sometimes I wonder, is birth control counteractive to the positive changes I'm trying to make?
I would think so, because birth control is made up of chemicals and hormones. You don't want that. It confuses your endocrine system. It confuses your endocrine system. You don't want that. But the first question was what?
Oh, I would get lightheaded after my workout.
What was it? No, yes, their energy. What you should take and what we all need is iron. Iron has been omitted from our diet for a very long time because the carbon level in our body is so high, it requires iron to keep it pulsating, to keep it energized. Like the bone needs calcium, the blood needs iron. But the iron I'm talking about is not a piece of the mineral. It's the plant that is fluorine or phosphate that is electrical. You need iron. You don't need any other but to energize the body. Thank you. Next question.
Yeah, Dr. Sebi, I just wanted to ask, in 1988, I was listening to, I believe it was Front Page, and it was talking about, it was a doctor, I was wondering if it was you or not, it was talking about a doctor that took 22 cases, I believe, with AIDS amongst the Supreme Court, and they had it at one time, and after you gave the treatment, whatever, they didn't have it, and it was proven it's in the Supreme Court laws. And the second part to that question was your name, Sebi. Is it Kemetic Egyptian or what? I know you said it with Fred at first.
The name?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, the name Sebi was given to me in this city by a group of women. Everything around me surrounds women. I came out of one, and it was one that raised me, and it was one that told me that I was going to be what I am. And the group of them came when I was living on 143rd Street and told me that my name was Sebi. I don't know where this name originated, its origin. I know they gave me the meaning. They said it meant forever changing traveler. Probably so. I don't know. Because myself, I don't like to even call a doctor, Dr. Sebi. I don't know what a doctor is, you know. I know a woman is a healer. And I only came with the message, but I don't know anything about me except everything about me was told and given to me. So yes, I don't know. I don't know. Thank you.
Like I say, the last part though was about, did you do that? The Supreme Court, did you? That was your case, that was your case that went before the Supreme Court and that they came back healed with AIDS?
What did he have?
Hoodie.
Where's the mic?
What year you said, bro?
Egyptian hoodie.
Oh. Well, let me say this. Everybody believed that this case was so big, and it may have been to many. To me, it was nothing. But the AIDS case with the ad that I placed in the Village Voice, the Amsterdam News, and the New York Post, that AIDS was cured with blindness, diabetes, sickle cell, paralysis, and others. Well, when I took the witnesses to the Supreme Court, they had to accept that. But the problem with me and the state was that the state could not accept that someone was cured of AIDS and that it was done with vegetables, not a chemical. But I was able to prove and still have the diagnostic sheet and those books that you see being sold up front showing HIV positive to HIV negative. And let me tell you all something. That is child's play for the black people. We could do better than that. You see, we just haven't had the privilege to do the research independent to what has been done by other ethnic groups and races. We need to begin to do that. Yes, we won the case, we prove it, and I cure AIDS. I could say it openly and I advertise it on the internet. Well, why can't they come back and arrest me? Because it is the truth.
That's right.
And we should be proud that your brother, that you made this image. When this brother came to this country, he had $5 in his pocket. There were tennis shoes. You took him in, and you gave me what I have now as a background. And I want you to know that I appreciate you, and I love you. I respect you. Thank you very much.
Yes, so let's give this warm welcome again to our master healer, Dr. Sebi. One more large one, y'all. Come on. That's right. So don't forget, Dr. Sebi's products is right over here. Know that their stores on La Cienega Avenue, but they got their products right there to the left. We have to close out at 9. But please make sure you go over there and you patronize for a number of reasons. For yourself, for them, and let's get this thing moving. Continue to support. They right there to the extreme left. Support all the other vendors that's over here. If it's crowded over there, get over here to these vendors and support them. They got some beautiful things over there. And of course, I think we have a little bit of food left. And of course, there's books there, and we just refilled it, so I got new DVDs and new books over there as well. And for those people that's interested in us building or doing consultations and everything like that, I'll see you outside once we close down. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Give yourselves a hand, please.
Oh, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Next Bite or Last Breath. The revolution begins with your health. We're going to send you. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to send y'all out with a little bit more music because like we said in the beginning, this was a festival. This was a presentation of art. And we would just appreciate it as you make your way out, stop and stand and